Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Sports Talk. Hey, UFC fan, Ultimate Fighting Champion fans, it's a great fight tonight, man. It's me, Rical. We're gonna talk about UFC, all those fights. There's a lot of fights, but the main event, of course, is Adesanya, record of 24-3 with 3 losses. Fighting Dricus Duplessis, 21-2, record, and both of those guys are great fighters. But before you continue, man, you gotta say, Rika, why you wearing a beanie, man? What's going on in summertime? You know, I'm bald headed. I'm bald. I need to shave. I didn't shave yet, but the house is freezing. The house is freezing, so I say, this is a New York look, man. In New York City, it doesn't matter, heat, cold. We rocking our hats. So anyway, man, we have the main event with Israel and Adesanya and Dricus. Both of those guys, Sean Strickland, give both of those guys problem, right? Sean Strickland is a great fighter. Even though Dricus and him, they go back and forth, beat each other, you know what I mean? But I think that when Israel Adesanya faced him, he didn't really focus his focus because he thought that was going to be an easy fight, and he didn't put much effort. And even him could tell you that he didn't put much effort in that fight, and then they ended up losing. But that's later at 10 o'clock. But the early fights, I love watching those lightweight fights. You know what I mean? Coming in, guys who didn't, I've seen a lot of fights, in person. When I was when I worked for a Rush Street game in Rivers Casino, of course we had a lot of fights there. Seeing a lot of guys, so I'm familiar with a lot of those guys. You have Tom Nolan, fighting. Of course we Nolan facing Alex Reyes. You know what I mean? So I know Tom. I've seen him fight in person. He's a pretty good fighter. Also, Jesus Aguilar fighting Stuart Nicole. Both of those guys. Well, Stuart is undefeated, is 8-0. Jesus Aguilar is 10-2. Of course, I've seen him fight in person. Good dude. Then you have Song Keenan, fighting Rick Glenn. Of course, I've seen these guys in person. I've had a couple pictures, with those guys, whatever. Well, they took pictures with me, with their phone, telling their promoters and their dad, girlfriends, they take pictures, with Rick. But anyway, man, at 6:30, of course, you're gonna see we had 3 fights, the early fights, starting at 6:30. It's almost, it's almost time. It's 2:01, but you have Tom Nolan facing Alex Reyes. Alex Reyes is 13-4 record. Tom is a 7-1 record. Those guys are true boxers, right? True fighters. You're gonna see boxing. You're gonna see you're gonna see multiple different style from these guys. There's a lot of similarities, but in terms of punching, power punching, I think that Reyes give you better a better chance, a better fight. He's a harder puncher than not so much of a better fight, but he's a harder puncher than Tom would be. So that's gonna be a big fight because each of again Alex, I've seen two of his fight in person. Right, 2 of his fight in person, and those guys were bloody. He's a skinny guy. He's a skinny guy, but his punches are hearing it live when you there live ringside, you're just hearing those punches coming in. That's something, man. And so again, Tom's a great fighter, but facing a fighter like Alex Reyes, that's something. He haven't had a fight like that in his life. So that's gonna be great for him. I wish both of those guys luck. Like I said, I know both of those guys personally. So that's a tough. I'm not gonna pick in those early fights. You know what I mean. If I wasn't on vacation with the family, just I would have been there just to see those guys fight. Like I've seen both of those guys fight in person. They're good dudes. You can't. I'm not gonna root for any of them. I just wish both of them good luck. But I don't know. You might have your prediction, whatever. If I'm not here to give you a prediction on these two fights because both of those guys are hard hitters, and also I know them personally, so I'm not gonna pick. The other fight the one with Tom and Alex, that's a lightweight. We had the welterweight with Rick Glenn and Song Keenan. Song Keenan was a great fighter. I know his uncle. As a multi fighter, myself. I know his uncle. We trained together. So he's a great fighter. Song is a great fighter. He's 20-8. He's 20-8. He's a great fighter. Great technique. Great technique when you which is why I was hoping that he will move up a little bit to fight Alex, because I think that would be a better fight that I would love to see. You know what I mean? But Rick Glenn at 22-8-2. You know what I mean? 2 draws. Those 2 draws. He should have been 24-8. You know what I mean? He should have been 24-8. But those 22-8-2, those 2 draws. And that was disappointing. For me, I know. Both of those fights. One of them, I was there to see that fight. But hey, those judges, call it a draw. I didn't think it was, because he threw way more punches. He landed way more punches. He had a few kicks that they claimed was illegal to the groin, but I didn't think they were at all. What you're supposed to do when you're fighting, you get an opportunity to hit. You're gonna hit somebody. You're not looking to see where you hit, and you just hit. And this is so a lot of those guys never been in a fight in their life. So of course it's easy to say that, but for me, Song Keenan and Rick Glenn, of course, is gonna be a great fight. But I'm looking forward to see, cause, in terms of matchup, Tom Nolan and Rick Glenn would have been a great matchup. For them. Both of them are similar style. Both physicality is the same. Song Keenan and Alex Reyes. Again, that would have been a even better fight for me. But again, not gonna pick again on those fights. So we'll see what happens. Then you have the flyweight. That's Stuart Nicole with Aces Aguilar. Aces is my dude. Aces Aguilar is my dude. He's 10-2, and then Stuart is 8-0. Now this is no slouch, right? This is no slouch. So you're gonna get the best out of both fighters. You know what I mean? Both of them want think that they're better than the others. There's a feud going on with these guys. And seeing last time they were in the same building together, we had to separate those guys. We had to separate those guys because coming in doing a weigh-in, and I was at Rivers. I was a director of public safety there at Rivers. There was a situation with both guys coming in, and I think Asus Aguilar's people, his camp, and Stewart, people they were going back and forth. So the guys went outside to smoke a cigarette. You know what I mean? Because I told them, hey, you can't smoke in the building, whatever. So security let them know. So but they knew that ahead of time. So while they were outside, Aguilar people knock out one of Stewart guys and knock him out cold. I'm talking about cold. With one punch. It wasn't even a close fist all the way, but knock him out. And cops looking, we looking at cameras. It was crazy. It was crazy because people running around, whatever. One guy act as if he had a weapon, but it was crazy, right? so we trying to figure out who, like, was it somebody, some, was it someone regular? Was it somebody who came to gamble? Whatever. We didn't know who it was. You're outside of a casino. I was, in the fight going, well, it was a weigh-in, whatever, the day before. And I'm, looking at the cameras, whatever. I didn't know who it was. And I'm in a picture. I'm in a picture with Asus guys. And Asus Agla, with his team, the guy who knocked out Stewart's guy, he was next to me. We had the pictures together. So and then the surveillance director sent me that picture. He said, we looking at it and said, who was the guy, whatever. He sent me the picture, but we were able to, to with a cop went and arrest him, whatever. But that was something. But it was great, man. Because that's one of Ace's trainer and cousin, But it was amazing, man. It was amazing. But like I said, it's gonna be a great fight. All those 6 guys are hard hitter, right? They're heavy hitters, and those are the type of fight you like to see because those guys, true technique, real fighters, man. So I'm looking forward to that. Those are the early fight at 6:30, to see that. Then we have Junior Tafa fighting Walter Walker, right? Walker is 11-1, and Junior Tafa is 5-2. So that's gonna be a great fight. There's a lot of talk, and from Walker's camp, and Tafa's usually he's a mouthpiece, but in this fight, I don't know. He's super quiet. He's not the same player. A fighter that I think those two losses kind of put him in put certain things in perspective for him. So that's gonna be a good fight. What I mean? But Walter Walker's hungry. It's 11-1. And that one fight he lost. Again, I don't think that he's usually I don't like guys who who talk so much and can't back it up, but he can. But is it cockiness or just but when you believe in yourself, so he believe in himself. So you gotta take it as is. So that's gonna be a good fight. It's a heavyweight fight. It's at 8 o'clock. I'm looking forward to seeing that. You know what I mean? So both guys are big. So that's gonna be a super. That's gonna be something to see. Of course, Tafa's 27. You know what I mean? He's 20. Tafa's 27 years old, and then Walter's 26. Tafa, 6'2", and Walter's 6'5". Walter's 265, and then Tafa's 240. What I mean? So in terms of reach, Walter's was 78.5, and Junior's 75. So it's not much difference there, but it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight, man. You know what I mean? So I remember, I was standing next to Walker. You know what I mean? I'm pretty. What I mean? Of course, he's 6'5". He's taller than me. You know what I mean? I'm 6'3". You know what I mean? He's taller than me. Of course, but I'm bigger. And told me, he's like, we should spar together, man, because but I would have loved that, but I had a suit on. You know what I mean? I would have loved that, man. But we didn't get a chance to do that. But he's all those guys are good dudes. So I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. And also featherweight, we have Joshua Coulibario, whatever, and Ricardo Ramos. Ramos is Ramos. It's a great fighter. 16-6. Those 6 losses. Don't look at those 6 losses because he has 6 losses to think that this is a guy who just get knocked out a lot. Joshua 11-3 and 1. That one was a draw, but the 30, Joshua's 30 and 29, so the age gap is not much. Both of them are 5'8", both of them are 145 pounds, and in terms of reach, Joshua's at 73 and to 72, so that Joshua might have a little advantage in that, but in terms of fighter, both of those guys are pretty good fighters. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to to seeing those fights as well. The featherweight. Then we have the women flyweight. We have Casey O'Neill then versus Luna Santos. Luna Santos is 8-1. Again, that one loss, that was shaky, but the judges thought that in the last fight, of course she lost, but watching that fight, I didn't think that I thought it was more of a draw instead of a loss. You know what I mean? Because both, she threw a lot of punches. That hit. Of course, the goal of when you're fighting someone is to throw as much punches as possible. Of course, when you have the opening, I thought that she should have attacked more, which our last fight, she was more of an attacker than falling back. She was playing, you can't play defense. You know what I mean? You gotta attack. You gotta be offense and defense at the same time, and which is something that she neglected to do. And I think that so this fight you're gonna see a different Santos coming in, Luna Santos. You're gonna see a different fighters and that. But in terms of Casey O'Neill, she's 9-2. She's a good fighter, but when you look at the age gap, O'Neill is 26, Santos is 24. Height difference, there's no, they're both of them are 5'5". And even though I stood next to Casey O'Neill and both Santos, they're not 5'5" at all. I think they're more like 4'11" to me. They're more like 4'11" to me. But hey, both of them weighed at 125. In terms of reach, O'Neill have 69 and Santos at 67. So that's gonna be a good match to see, man. But it's interesting. It's interesting. So, but I like O'Neill in that fight, right? I like O'Neill in that fight because of she has 11 fights where Santos had 9 fights total. Even though I told you that last fight she lost, that shouldn't have been a loss at all. It was just more. The judges thought that she did, but I didn't think she did. But O'Neill, in terms of the 11 fights, she lost 2 fights, but those two fights I think make her stronger and hungry because now she see her weaknesses. Her weaknesses are she's how she's winning fights, and she's winning fights, and that's something that I would blame more on the corner or Camp, because when she's in a fight, when she's winning the fight, they telling her you winning the fight, so she's less, she's not, she's withdrawing, too much. She's not throwing punches when she could. She have opening because now she's waiting on the time to expire and to win the round, and that's not a good way to go. And I think that she's learning her lessons because now you have different people in her camp. So that's a lot better now. Those people just because I think that's been the problem to like keeping her from actually winning the fights. Again, when you're in those fights, you gotta act as if you're losing. When I'm fighting, you know what I mean? When I'm fighting, I'm not worried about winning or not. I'm thinking about I'm the underdog. I don't care how many times I knock you out. I can knock out you 14 times. I'm still the underdog. I'm thinking about the next hit. I need to throw this hit. I need, of course, I'm watching you. Of course, you learn. You learn the cadence. You learn different things based on the fight. Of course, I'm giving you opportunity to come at me, too. But I am an attacker. Straight up, man. So, but you got to keep attacking. You got to put them down. The only time I breathe is when you down. You know what I mean? So when you down. So that's the same mindset that she has to have on that. I think that's a lot better. But anyway, the main event at 10 p.m. tonight. Of course, it's not going to be exactly 10 p.m. Those things take, so you're looking at 11:30ish, 11:30 p.m. But still, it's but the main event tonight that's Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis. Both of those guys, it's du Plessis 21-2. Again, those two losses is Sean Strickland. Sean give them both of those guys problem. You know what I mean? Both of those guys have problem with dealing with Sean Strickland. But even though Dricus beat Sean Strickland already, you know what I mean? But it's a tough matchup, for them to deal with that. So it's a tough thing to do with it, because Sean is Sean is a great fighter. You know what I mean? But for Israel, losing to Sean, losing to Alex Pereira, losing to John Blachowicz, Blachowicz, whatever, losing to him, kind of, I think it's more of him not being prepared, right? Not being prepared, but in terms of Dricus, losing, those losses to, of course, he have total record, when you look at Sean Strickland's record, Sean Strickland is 29-6, you know what I mean? But looking at the fights, it's an up and down, have back-to-back losses, but because most of the fight most of his losses come with Dricus, but Dricus, Sean is a problem for both of those guys. You know what I mean? He's been a problem for both of those guys, coming in. So, so I'm looking forward to just to see, to see that. But when you look at it, right? Israel is 35, Dricus is 30 years old. In terms of height, Israel is my height at 6'3". Dricus is 6'1". Even though I don't think Dricus is is a true 6'1". Still, I think it's, I'm not gonna say he's 5'11", but he's around that. He's barely 6'1". I would say more 6 feet to give him. But in terms of weight, both of them are actually, 185. Even though I think that Dricus is leaning more than 200 pounds than 185. You know what I mean? But hey, he's not 185. He's solid. I see this guy. He's not 185. And in terms of reach, Dricus is at 76. Israel is 80. So, but that's not be a super. That's not be a great fight. Now, the fight with Sean Strickland, for Israel, I think that his technique have to be a lot better, right? You can't showboat. You can't. You got to come in the fight hungry, and I haven't seen that hunger from him from the beginning to the end, and that's been the problem, because he's coming in, he's just there, but you gotta see the hunger, winning those championships are good, but you gotta have the same mindset that you have at 24-3, 3 losses that you shouldn't have those 3 losses, right? You shouldn't have those 3 losses, and you can't worry about the judges. You can't, you gotta come in and do what you need to do and deliver, right? So that's something that, there's a lot of, a few disappointment on that coming in, a lot of guys winning that, boom, getting that championship, raising that championship, and then the hunger stop. You gotta be hungry. You still gotta be hungry. Yes, you're a champion. You raise that belt, boom, you got it, boom. But you gotta keep every fighter to be hungry. You got, yes, you got that payday, you got the big money, but you got to keep worrying about, he's asking for the big money, big fights. You got to fight. You got to deliver. You know what I mean? You got to come in and deliver. And I think that's the problem with those 3 losses for Adesanya. But for the Dricus, I think those two losses that he has, with Strickland, of course, familiarity. Both of them know each other. right? When you know each other's cadence, when you know what's going on. So that's a tough thing, for them because they know each other really, really well. So that's something that you gotta see. Now, so we'll see what happens with that. But I think that for those fight, I think Israel is gonna coming in. He's not trying to go he's not trying to lose 4 fights. You know what I mean? He's not trying to do that. So he so he took time to but that's gonna be a great fight to see. So I'm super excited to see what's gonna come off that to see what it is. We'll see. But then we also have Kai France with 24-11. And then you have Steve Erceg at 12-2. Now Kai won 24 fights, but he lost 11 fights. I think Steve is a better fighter than he is. So I'm super excited to see. Isaiah, what's up? Yeah, what's going on?
I'm good.
Yeah, come say what's up to the people.
What's up?
What's going on?
None.
Yeah.
I just came back from the barber shop.
All right, it was good. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
All right, shout out to Israel, man. But so that's gonna be good. So I think Steve is a lot better. Steve Erceg is a lot better fighter than Kai France. Kai France, again, he's a good fighter, but you have a broken jaw, you have a glass jaw. So if you're able to, and Steve is a heavy hitter. So I think that this fight is not going far. I think in the 4th round, Steve gonna knock him out. I've seen Steve in person fight. He's a hard puncher. You know what I mean? I was holding it back for him. One time. At Rivers, and the kid is nice. The kid is nice. Now I'm 305, so he couldn't push me around. But those fights, you could feel those punches coming in, and then to be there. Knocking. I forgot who he was fighting, but he knocked that dude down. That was something. So so looking at it in terms of of course, Kai is 31 and Steve is 29. Kai is 5'3", Steve is 5'7", and they both of them weigh 125 in terms of reach. Kai is 69, Steve is 68. So it's gonna be a great fight. And then you have, Matthews, Matthias, whatever, Comrade, and then with Don Hooker. Matthias is 24-2, and then Dan is 23-12. That's gonna be a great fight as well. But I don't think that Dan have a chance there in terms of age. Comrade is 33, Hooker is 34. Hookah's 6 feet, which I don't even think he's 6 feet. He's more 5'8", and then Matthew Cameron is 5'8". They both weigh 155, and Hookah has 75 reach, and then Martinez have 70.5. It's gonna be a great fight, but the main fight that I'm excited to see, which is Adesanya, to see how he's able to handle Dracus. Dracus is an attacker, right? So this is a different fight. Similar to Strickland, right? Similar style. You know what I mean? But I'm excited to see how this is gonna turn out. You know what I mean? So I'm excited to see what that's gonna. UFC 305. This is gonna be interesting. Interesting fight today. So we'll see what happened, man. We will see what happened with all the fighting, to get things going on. What I mean? Who do you have? You know what I mean? Who do you have? I think that, I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great to see both fighters. Both fighters are hungry, but I haven't seen that hunger from Israel Adesanya in a while. You know what I mean? After winning those championships, so things kind of changed for him. So I'm looking for to see. You know what I mean? So Israel, we have two fight. I can't come in for a second, right? Okay. You know what I mean? We have two fighters. There's Israel Adesanya. He's a great fighter, and then we have Dracus Duplessis. But last time we watched, I know you're on your phone, man. you know, last time we watched those fights, whatever. Israel wasn't that much hungry because he's a champion already. He have all his ring, so it wasn't much. But who you think will win the fight tonight?
Let's see. Israel.
You think so because you have the same name?
No, it's just that look,
Huh?
he has 21 and 2. He's 21, 3.
Yeah, but it's not based on the record. Sometimes it could be. Yeah, it might be. But it's gonna be all right. You know what I mean? It's gonna be all right.
Okay.
You know. But all right.
Okay.
So, all right. But it's our pick. He picked his out. So we'll see what happened. We'll see what happened, man. Anyway, man. Sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. I appreciate the love.
And ring the notification bell.
That's right. Get the, you know what I mean? So when I post, listen, I appreciate it. I have, almost 1.7K subscribers. I know a lot of you guys subscribe just to help me, and I appreciate it, which is great. But hey, you gotta watch the videos, man. When I post, you know what I mean? What do they have to do?
Like, subscribe and share and hit the notification bell.
Why do they need to hit the notification bell?
So they know when you post.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So my son here tell you guys, like, what they gotta do?
Like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell so they know when you post.
Right. And what else they gotta do?
And
share the channel, man.
Yeah.
Share the channel with your friends, your family. Share it with people you don't, you know what I mean? Share it with everybody. You know what I mean? Share it with me. Well, not with me. I already got it. But share it with him, her, and you know what I mean? All of your above. You know what I mean? You having fun?
Yeah.
Vacation is good. School's ready, in a couple of days. Anyway, you ready for school?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Anyway, man, sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. All parents, you know what I mean? School's ready. School's almost there. Here in Pennsylvania, we're trying to get people out of there. We're trying to get these kids out of there, man. They eat too much food. You know what I mean? Anyway, somebody said, Rick, you coming about money. Anyway, man, we gotta do that. Sports talk. Be careful, you're gonna hurt yourself, man.
It's fun and fun.
Yeah, sports talk. Like, subscribe, and share, man. Hey, thanks for the love. And as I said, thank you to the people. Thank you for watching. You know what I mean? Peace out. All right, guys.